Shehu Sani backs the sit-at-home as a form of protest. Former Senator representing Kaduna Central Shehu Sani has said that he is in support of the sit-at-home order as a form of protest. Sani said this amid the ongoing sit-at-home protest in Southeast against the continued detention of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra. In a tweet on Monday, the former lawmaker, however, condemned the enforcement of such protests as currently being done in the Southeast. He wrote, "Sit-at-home is a legitimate and non-violent means of public protest. We adopted the strategy during the struggle against military dictatorship under our group called the Campaign for Democracy." Interesting. The masses compiled in solidarity. Even when some of us were arrested and jailed, there was compliance. But that's the thing. You need a strong movement of the people that will basically be unshaken. That's what it is. If you have to use force or violence for people to comply, as it's now done in the Southeast, there's something wrong with your cause or struggle. But that's the thing. It's like every single time I get to speak, I'm correcting narratives. It is not the IPOB that is, causing the violence and aggression in the Southeast. The sit-at-home order, yes, you can directly link it to those or, the individuals, for example, Simon Ekpa, that's actually, part of the movement. Fair enough, right? But to then say that if you're trying to be violent, come on. Given how the leaders think and how they approach things, it gives you an insight to, an idea of how the people that they lead are. And that is the point. So again, the force and whatever is going on in the Southeast basically has nothing to do with IPOB. The thing is, it's happening at the same time, and you know how Nigerian media and propaganda is, that would automatically be seen as, IPOB, anything that happens in the South, and that's the thing, anytime there's a sit-at-home order, something else just has to happen at that same time that can be linked to IPOB, and then a narrative has then begun. And so it's now mixed, and so people are unable to identify and differentiate what movement is happening at the time and who are the originators and planners of these events. That's basically what's happening. And it's obviously such a shame because, it's like any movement they try to do is literally hijacked. It's like something else has to happen. And of course, the media just perfectly collaborates, and their stories just seem to align, and you have just one narrative of violence and fighting and unrest that goes with IPOB. But before IPOB would decide to do a movement or anything, other things would happen, and there's also still linked it to IPOB. You know what? I think, this IPOB movement I'd say would be one of the strongest ever, because I think for the people to be met and faced with such resistance, it's making them very strong. And, sometimes the results that they want to achieve, they may not achieve it in this generation, but if they even ever achieve it, because the people they're fighting against are also fighting back very hard and using media as a tool to do it. And I'm just going to say, right, as an advice, if, IPOB, anyone is listening, like, they really need to find a fantastic strategy for their media, because it shows that they're not in control of their own narrative. They are in control, or they are subject to the narrative of everyone else but theirs. Because you'd find that for IPOB, whatever they say, for example, as I say, Aloy Ejimakor, who is the lawyer, look at what he's doing. He's going through stress. There are things he's meant to be focusing on. But no, as the lawyer and legal counsel, he's not the media. He can speak as, on behalf of his clients. That's, of course, IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu. But when it comes to all this, I don't think it's his job to speak. I don't think it is. But Elijah McCoy is the person who's come out, and that's why I'm also saying that these, mayhem and all this happening in the South, it has nothing to do with IPOB. It doesn't. The sit-at-home, yes, you can directly link it to their leaders who have come to say there's a sit-at-home order on this day, on this day, on that day. But fact remains that the violence happening is not by them. And of course, they really need to fight it, because what can happen is, a growing dislike, which already exists from other tribes, from other people, because the narrative that is being fed to them is promoting, IPOB members as just aggressive and they just want to get what they want and non-diplomatic, right? And, when a movement is strong, it is obviously going to be seen as a threat regardless. So, they also have that to battle with. But still, I really don't know what to say anymore, because I think it's hard when the leader of the movement itself is detained. I mean, the Nigerian government really, well, they want to curb anything that's good. You would see when they all come in agreement, as in they go for it. Put what you think about it in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.